Hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL. Today is Wednesday, September 28th, and we have another great show for you tonight. If you're new to IFYL, you're going to see a QR code at the top right of the screen. Take your phone, point to that QR code. And you know what that'll do? That'll transport you over to my link tree. If you have any problems getting to my link tree, then just go to Believe, Believe, meachieve.com. And you'll be bounced over my link tree with lots of great information, videos, and information to improve the quality of your life. So check that out, including John's Daily National Day video. All right. So you know how we roll. Every Saturday, we start with a new master topic. We finish up on Friday. And we'll get to the master topic in just a second. But I want to welcome back our friends, colleagues, and associates that have been with us for so long and supporting us. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate that. And hopefully some of the new people become loyal, just like all the people have been with us for so long. Let's get into that master topic, shall we? Is everybody ready for the master topic? Do you guys know what the master topic is for today? Sure you do. How to break that habit. Series episode number 5. Now, all week we're talking about how to break that habit. But I told you that on Thursday and Friday I have some real special things for you. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that, because I'm going to tell you how you can break a habit in just a few minutes. But how do you break a habit? How do you break a habit easily? We talked about avoiding tempting situations. So if you're trying to lose weight, get rid of those snacks, right, that are in your home or your office, and get rid of that excuse to cheat. So what I want to say is that, making the choice to get out of a habit is a good one, but it's not an easy journey. That means that, some people might not support you on your way. And if they don't, well, you have to be a strong supporter yourself, and you have to find people that will support you. That's really paramount. But when we think about, breaking a habit, first thing probably going through your head is, oh my gosh, John, I don't even know how I started this habit. It's like second nature. I don't think I can ever break it. So first thing you have to do is you have to change your language and change your self-talk, because if you don't do that, well, you've already nailed yourself shut that you're not going to do anything, right? So we have to watch our language, right? There's habits, and then we make gradual changes to slowly get us to make that change. Because, when we do it drastically, it becomes a big shock to the system. Like, if we go in the pool and we jump in the water, it's ice cold. Yeah, we could do that. But when it comes to habits, it's like there's so much happening as you're trying to just go way over to the right side of the dial. But if you do it gradually, it seems like it's natural, right? You have a better reason for actually getting rid of the habit? Sure you do. You're going to set a better goal. But habits are something that we develop our entire life. Some are good, some are bad. The ones that are bad, unfortunately, become the staple in us. Something that maybe annoys us, annoys others, and usually can vex more than just ourselves, but also others, because maybe you fly off the handle when people say, hey, I can't believe you're still smoking, or I can't believe you're having another bite, or you're having another cookie. You see, people look at it that you're insulting them personally. But really, people are not insulting you. They're insulting the habit. So let's get clear here for a moment. When somebody says to you, hey, I care about you. But they don't say that. They're like, I can't believe you're having another cookie or another cupcake, right? It's not a time for you to get mad or angry. You should be tickled pink that the person actually cares about you. But why is it that it comes off bad? I think because people, when they do it, they have a condescending attitude. And they don't mean to be that way, but they are. And then it just kind of puts that person that they're talking to on defense. And they're like, ugh, or attack mode. And they don't want to attack, but it's like, you're coming after my pride and joy here. You're coming after what I'm passionate about. And so you have to get someone able to slowly release their claws from the habit. Maybe you've had a habit to sleeping with a blanket when you were younger. Or maybe you still are if you're younger. And the worst thing parents can do is take that blanket away from you cold turkey. Maybe it was a blanket that you came home from the hospital with, and it has all your natural scents in it, and you don't want to give that up. And I can understand it. It's a security blanket, but it feels really good. So one thing that the parent or guardian could say, look, I know you want to be with the blanket, but why don't we try, just sleeping with it for just not one night. We'll sleep with it all nights, but just one night, I want to sleep with it. And they don't really want to sleep with it, but they're just trying to, I want to sleep with it one night. And then, oh, yeah, I need security too. And it's kind of like a little bit of a trick. But the child feels like, oh, I guess my parents need the blanket too. And that's a great thing to do. Well, you don't want to support mommy or daddy who need a little support too. You don't think that we could have the blanket for one night? They don't really need the blanket, but it shows the kid that you're trying to be like them. And they don't analyze it. They're like, oh, okay. And then maybe one night goes by, and then a second night goes by. You know what? That really helped mommy and daddy last night. I wish I could have it a second night. You think you could give it to me tomorrow night? And I really feel comfortable that I have this blanket around me. I feel so safe and so secure. And slowly they get out of this pattern. So maybe instead of sleeping with it on Monday night and Wednesday night, maybe you choose it to Tuesday and Friday. So it breaks that pattern. And then they know they could still have it. And then eventually they'll get away from it. Like you could say, well, mommy and daddy, are starting to break the habit too. We've been with the blanket a lot, and we're going to start breaking the habit. And you're going to see that they're going to want to do this because they're going to want to grow up. They're going to want to be a big boy, a big girl. And so doing that is an indication that they're growing up. And I think when you break a habit in a slow way, people respect you. But the best thing I can tell you about breaking a habit is change the times for which you have the habit. They discovered a long time ago with smokers that, I'm not a smoker, but if somebody was a smoker, they could click this button and it would tell them when they're going to light up. So we kind of break the pattern. Another thing you could do is say, ask mom and dad, could I have the blanket tonight? And they might say no because we want it tonight, or something like that, even though they don't want it. So breaking the habit of when they want it can make it okay. Well, you can have it tomorrow. I need it tonight. And this pattern breaking is going to start to show the child that they're actually okay without the blanket. I know when I was younger, I had a habit like that. And it took me a while, but I always wanted that blanket. I always wanted that security around me. Blanket smelled nice. It was very soft, smooth. And I remember, the blanket I had for a while, but the blanket was starting to get ripped and tattered. So my mom made into like this little kind of a smaller blanket. And then it started to become something I didn't need anymore. And I remember the first time I slept over a friend's house and they didn't have the blanket, but I didn't want to dare bring the blanket with me. But a lot of them had blankets too. And I think the first time I went to a sleepover and I knew they all had blankets or a teddy bear, I was okay with it. But then the next time I learned that they didn't really have blankets. So I kind of waited to see if they had one. If they didn't have one, then I didn't take mine out at all. But that night was a little tough. But I got over it. And by getting over it, I started to show myself that I'm actually stronger than I think I am. So when you break a pattern of when you can do the habit or when it can happen, maybe it's a habit of having ice cream every night. Well, you could have ice cream, but just not every night. Maybe instead of having every night, you might skip a night. And then when you slowly break away from the pattern of when you have it, or you change the times and how long, so you change the times and the duration, it starts to break this pattern that you feel you need it. It breaks the physical pattern and the emotional connection or the chemical connection. Because the blanket to me was this security. And I started realizing that I don't really need the security. Now, you might know another habit. Maybe you're in a big house. And maybe you're there and you're afraid somebody's there, right? You know, maybe somebody's in the closet or something like that. And you thought about this. So after, you got older and you started realizing that that's not the way it is, but you still check things when you can go do a check, that's fine. But you're not so paranoid that there's a monster in your closet or there is a person, right? You started realizing that your life is actually pretty good. And you're just making it harder by needing this blanket or needing this teddy bear. I remember when I was younger, I had a teddy bear named Scotty. Didn't have Scotty for as long. Scotty I only had probably till I was maybe around 6 or 7. But everywhere I went at night, I had to have Scotty in my teddy bear. And he was a German Fife teddy bear, and I felt really privileged to have Scotty. And I would look at Scotty. I still can think of him to this day. And he would just be there. I remember sometimes when I was crying and I'd have Scotty there. It's like things just became a lot better and a lot easier. So it's okay to have these things, but we do need to break free from them. So this is an example of how to break a habit, right? Blankets, teddy bears, maybe the habit of, checking every 5 seconds is someone upstairs. Check once, but don't become OCD about it. You check once, nobody's there. Have an alarm system on your house, right? Put the alarm on. Feel comfortable. Great way to protect yourself, but not become OCD. So I think habits are something that don't become a problem until they affect your way of life or until they start to get in the way of you doing your life. As you get older, you can't go around with a teddy bear. You can't go around with a blanket. Well, why not? You just can't. Why? Are people going to make fun of you? Some might. But the point is you don't need it. And the fact that you're relying on that teddy bear is saying to me that you can't grow. And we all want to grow, right? We all want to become better versions of ourselves, whether we're 5, whether we're 20, 40, 50, or 100, or 105. We all want to become better versions of ourselves. But I have to tell you, making the choice to get rid of something is the hardest part. That's the hardest part. You made the choice to stop sleeping with the teddy bear, and you start the pattern of like, well, Teddy's only going to come on Monday and Wednesday or Monday and Thursday. I'm saying, so that's kind of how it's going to be. Does that make sense? And I think what you're going to understand is that it really has a difference, okay? It has a difference. And that difference is pretty amazing because you will learn that you're pretty resilient. And so forget whether people are going to call you names or not. That doesn't matter. I mean, maybe you went on a camping trip. I remember going on camping trips and I'm an Eagle Scout. I remember people when I was on my Cub Scout trips, people had teddy bears. I didn't have any, but people did. I didn't make fun of them. But what I tried to do was tell them, I had, what's your teddy bear's name? Michael. Oh, Michael. Well, listen, Brian, I know you have Michael, and you sleep with Michael every night. And, I had Scotty. It was an amazing Fife teddy bear. He went everywhere with me. Really, you did? Where is he? Well, Scotty went to go live his own life right now because he said, John, you don't need me anymore. And I don't need you. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, you're grown up and you don't need me anymore. And I need to find another kid that really wants to have a teddy bear. And so when I said this to the kid, Brian, he was like, really? So how did you get rid of it? Because I feel like he'll be, he won't be upset. Just talk to him each night and tell him, look, that, I'm getting older now and I can't be sleeping with a teddy bear every night. And so I have a conversation with him, and, live it out with him a little bit, okay? This makes it real, and this makes it seem okay for them because, Teddy's feelings are going to be hurt too, right? Not just yours. So he's going to have a hard time too being without you, right? So why don't you try, I know you're here for, let's say, the weekend. Why don't you try sleeping without Teddy tonight? No. All right. How about you give me Teddy tonight? I'll watch Teddy for you. I'll make sure he's okay. He'll be in my chair. I'll watch him. He'll be right there, and I'll make sure nothing happens to him. Okay? And if you have any problem, you call me, and I'll bring Teddy back to you. Okay? But I know you're a big boy, and I know that you can actually get through the night without Teddy. What do you say? Okay. And then a little bit of a tear comes to the person's eye, and I remember a couple times during the night, I got a call on the line like, John, what's the matter? I need Teddy. You don't need Teddy. What's the matter? So I go to him. I was like, he's missing me. He's not missing you. You're missing him, but this is part of the process. So he was back to sleep. He did this maybe 2 more times in the middle of the night. And finally, it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And he was supposed to get up, and then he slept till I think it was 11. But he didn't have Teddy by him one time that entire night. And I was really proud of Brian that he actually did that. And so sometimes breaking a habit is not easy for a child, but sometimes other habits are not easy for adults. So my advice to you tonight is make the commitment to get rid of the habit and then form a plan to get rid of the habit. If you can't get rid of it all at once, then get rid of it in steps. So I told him he could let him sleep with me for tonight, but the next night I would let him have Teddy back. And then I said, when you go home, do the same thing. By the end of the camping trip, which was like 3 or 4 days, he said, I don't need Teddy anymore. But I think Justin does. I said, well, you want to give your teddy bear to Justin? He's like, yeah. Goes over to Justin. He says, Justin, he's like, I know you need a friend, someone with you at night. And Justin was like 5 or 6 years younger. I want to give you my Teddy to keep you safe for a while. But you're going to have to realize that he can't stay with you forever, but he can stay with you for a few years until you grow a little bit. He was so happy. And when he gave him the teddy bear, I still remember this. He had a tear go down his face. And I said, Brian, what's the matter? He's like, nothing. He's like, I'm just sad that I'm giving away Teddy. I said, yeah, but you're giving him to Justin. Justin's going to take great care of him. You can still visit Teddy if you want. I know. That's a little sad thinking about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you this wonderful evening. I hope you'll like, love, and support my channel. Definitely comment below. Do you have a habit you're trying to give up? Is it a teddy bear? Have you tried? What have you done? Has it worked? Has it not worked? Have you tried enlisting help from a friend? After you tag those friends, colleagues, and associates, share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to click on the link below the PayPal and buy my team and I a savory slice of watermelon, a refreshing, cool drink, or a nice icy cold vanilla and chocolate soft cone. Either way, we'll be grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest in new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content. I thank you so much for popping in. I'm enjoying this so much with you guys this week. Tomorrow we have a little bit more to share with you. On Friday, we have the big kahuna, the real deal that's actually going to get you to drop a habit in minutes. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow, and feel free to watch these again and again. I'll see you on another IFYL show real soon. Take care, everyone.